Welcome to Moonlight Madness, and today I'm doing the reading. I'm sorry I've got that noise in the background, it's the fan, it's just really warm today. And I'm recuperating, so doing really well just by having lots of water and fluids. I find that it's really anything that could be hanging around. I haven't got flu, it's just the remains of one I had, which was about 2 weeks ago. This is the last bit of it, I think. So, what you need to do is drink lots of fluids, soups, things of that nature. Pendle, and good old DP. So this is for fire signs. I did a distance healing for my son yesterday, which involves crystals, flower work. I just use flower to cleanse their aura, esoteric field. I used a frangipani because that apparently helps with scattering negative emotion and drawing in positive emotion. So the colour yellow is happiness and joy. And then I just used a photograph, which I put in the cute little ones at the swimming pool. It's so cute. That's the one that's not well. So I put that and I placed the crystals on him, the ones which I thought would help to heal him. I used mainly the quartz crystal, which was for healing. And I put love crystal, rose quartz, and I placed a black obsidian for protection. So that's also a Pisces crystal. And I just did an incantation spell to heal them at a distance, and I'm hoping it's broken whatever was wrong with them yesterday. And I gave them all natural therapies yesterday with lavender oil and lime to detoxify the body in a shampoo form and a body wash. What else did I do? Geranium. I put 6 drops of geranium in Vicks jar to put on the soles of his feet and walk around his aches and pains, and I said just use this and this will help with everything. It's just got to be flushed out of the system. It's a gradual thing. You've got to take your time with it. It doesn't happen overnight. So for what I've got for you for fire is the 3 of autumn. So if anyone wants a distance healing, hit me up, because I'm usually really good at it. I once healed, well, I didn't heal completely, but helped with an operation my grandfather was going through, and I had to untwist something. I used like visualization techniques with elastic and unknotted it. Long story short, it was a miracle that he came out of surgery. He's alive and well, so don't ever doubt faith. Your faith can move mountains. Ask the angels for help when you need them. The 3 of Pentacles, is to do with being commissioned for work. So you may be being paid to do some work, whether it be performing, acting, singing, dancing, stage, theatre work. So for some fire signs, you could be on stage or in the media, and you've been commissioned to do these things. You're being a team player right now. You find you're being a mentor, untapped talent, and a range of amazing skills. Expressing these gifts outwardly, you will grow professionally and personally and reap great financial rewards. The decks that I'm using today is the Fairy Tarot by Doreen and Radleigh Valentine, the Enchanted map by Colette-Baron-Reid, and the Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette-Baron-Reid. So those are the ones I'm using today. And the crystals are from Rainbow Runner, Beaumont Street, Hamilton, New South Wales. It's a little hole in the wall, but it's got the best stuff, and they will help you with whatever crystal selection you need. His name's Adrian, and he's really good at what he does. He's provided me with all the crystals. So it says here, you've got a lot of talents. You need to express these and these gifts outwardly or professionally and personally, reap great financial rewards. Creativity allows to soar to new heights, working on collaborating with people who share your excitement, who enjoy creative collaboration. It says follow your heart and passion and make a successful living through creativity. Drawn to what you find in joy will lead you to abundance. And you've got the Hermit and Virgo card. So she's holding the torch, she's holding the lantern in the dark. So darkness, again, it's talking about darkness and illuminating that with all your positive thoughts and positive healing things from distance healing. They used to do that in the church, my church, the Tabernacle. They did distance healings or prayer for the men that were away at sea. There's an actual whole pew dedicated to the seamen that were away at sea with the war days in the 1800s. So distance healing, it's a real thing. Follow your heart. It just says here you may be involved with a Virgo, someone or Virgo in their chart, or you may be taking a break from society and commitment to your spiritual growth. It also talks about remaining chaste, never alone, feeling lonely, ask for help, and call on your angel team, and they will illuminate your path to peace and happiness. Shine your light for others so other people can follow in your example. Be that beacon of inspiration for them. Emulate the kind of person you admire. Begin teaching or acting as a mentor. And in the past, there's the Three of Swords. So maybe you've come from a separation, or it could be separation from people, family, places and things because of the epidemic. You may have had a surgery in the past that was touch and go, but you've come out at the other end. You may have been isolated by being hospitalised for a while, and it says that you're trying to get back to your friends and family in the past because you were separated by distance. And then it's also talking about releasing past hurt, past arguments, and the courage to face your past with, and so be compassionate and listen to the wisdom of others who have been through what you have been or gone through. Do not close your heart off to helpful people. Work through these healing emotions with the help of a team of psychologists, doctors, whatever you need, psychiatrists. That's what that's talking about. Six of Pentacles energy in the past to do with volunteer work. Maybe you volunteered at an animal shelter, or you borrowed wisely and some money came back to you. You may have had a windfall. It talks about offering help, support, charities and things like that, soup kitchens, whatever it is. I used to work for Lifeline, so that was a really good thing where you just volunteer, and all the money that comes from the things you'd sell in the Lifeline place would go towards stopping suicide victims. So it's very well thought out cause. And the phone lines, it keeps the phone lines running for people who need to talk to someone, and everyone's going through it. Don't think that you're alone. Everyone's got mental health, and especially now we're going through this times of uncertainty. So the Emperor is the next card you've pulled. And the Emperor card talks about the four being the leader, like the four kings of the tarot deck. And it talks about bossing up, emulating and acting like a leader, using all your elements in the tarot spread. So you may be balancing your discernment, your reason, logic, which is the Knight of Swords, your passion, enthusiasm, compassion, which is, your fire, Knight with wands. You may be also using your protection, empathy and emotion, which is the Knight of Cups. In challenging situations, you're using all four of those tarot kings. And then you have, in the future, Ace of Pentacles. So this is a windfall or money, a lump sum, changing your career. You may be getting some money through, a will, or a gift of money, you may have gone and taken a lotto ticket out, or you may be given a lump sum. Maybe you've gotten into your tax or into your super in order to be more secure financially. A lot of people have done that. I had to survive. So it's saying about that. And then you've got the Magician. The Magician is coming through you. This is now. You're able to manifest whatever it is you want to manifest. Work, help, support, friends. The Magician is the ability to manifest whatever you want in your life simply by wishing it. The ability to do anything. Success due to excellent training. Money and resources will just turn up. Ideas, creative abilities, or friends willing to help out. Understanding what you're in need of allows them to manifest. So seek out wise advice from professionals. And then you've got the Princess of Wands, which is the Prince of Spring in this deck. And that's you. You're coming through as either a male or female energy, fire sign. And I put the Tiger's Eye, because that's for the year of the tiger, as well as the lion, the lion. signs, because Aries, Sag, and Leo is represented by the fire signs I'm doing today. And so the decks I've used today, which is the other decks I won't pull out, is the Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette-Baron-Reid. And so the Oracle cards, you pull out 1 or 2 cards, and then the Enchanted map, which is also 1 or 2 cards. Okay, so we've got here the fiery sign of Wands is it could be viewed in your natal chart. You're fiery, you're passionate, you're urged to get busy. You are the knight in shining armour. You're able to help whoever it is that they need. You want to see everything, experience everything. You get very bored if you're not doing things. The Prince of Wands has to be on the go. They're very grumpy if they don't. They like to sing, dance, or perform. Your hopes and fears is 4 of Cups. This is to do with being disappointed about something or someone. It's not what you thought it was. You're being distracted and you're failing to see an opportunity, or maybe you're taking someone for granted, or they're taking you for granted, or you feel that you've been taken for granted, and so there's a little bit of resentment here. And it says you may be daydreaming. You may need to meditate, do some yoga or stretching or walking in nature, because worry just attracts worry. And negative things, maybe you lost something of value, maybe you misplaced something. You lost a piece of jewellery or something you cannot find. I had a friend once tell me St. Andrew is who you call upon when you can't find something. So maybe you need to call on St. Andrew. It also says that you need to rest more. Maybe your lack of sleep is causing you to be grumpy. And again, another card with the light, with illumination. You had the Hermit card, which talks about being closed off and going within, away from society, maybe being away from the public eye for a while. It says you need to rest more because, again, you need to go within, into that little secure setting with the ice around it, to illuminate the things that are wrong with your body in order to get it back into the right system. The pine cones mean illumination and quietness, quieting the mind. You may need to switch off that mind. It's maybe just a really busy mind. I know mine is. It's constant. Unfortunately, I can't switch mine off. I've got to learn how to disconnect, and I don't know. And so I was reading about tarot card, or the origins of tarot cards, which dates back to the 1600s, and the French Quarter. And it was talking about a man called Pauli, Wolfgang Pauli. And he was a famous scientist, but his discovery was amazing. He could affect, and this is my problem, I have the same problem, he can affect technical computers, watches, what else? Monitors in a hospital, blood pressure kits. He could do all those things just by interfering it with his mind. He wasn't even aware he was doing it. And they call it the Pauli effect. That's the thing I've been doing for quite some time. And I never knew what it was about and why I had it. And apparently it's been around for a long time. I've got it here. It says it's Pauli effect. The ability to disrupt experimental equipment merely by being in the vicinity, like within a 500 degree radius. And he manifested it. It's part of parapsychology and his collaboration with Carl Jung. He didn't study the tarot, but there are some tarots who believe that psychokinesis is involved in ordering of the cards to match the concerns of the query. So psychokinesis is moving cards like with your mind out of the deck. Pauli did, however, collaborate with Jung on a paper about confirmation bias, the idea that humans seek out and embrace information that confirms their preconceptions while they avoid and reject data that runs different to their belief system. And people generally don't like synchronicities. Like people say, skeptics would prefer to believe all the times they got it wrong and ignore all the times they got it right. Most psychics are affected by their mental health, their emotional health, and their physical health can affect the messages that will come through. whether they're good or bad, but it will affect like whether they're on form or on top form or not. So this book that I was reading is called Tarot Beyond the Basics by Anthony Lewis. Page 105 talks about the pulley effect, the ability to disrupt electrical devices. Makes a lot of sense to me why my blood pressure was always different on different days, because depending on what mood I was in with the doctor, I didn't like her very much. She used to make me angry, and I didn't realise I was angry. So when I was angry, my blood pressure would go up. So every time I saw her, my blood pressure was high. And it wasn't actually a true reading, because I was affecting the results with my emotions. When you get to a certain age, your hormones kick in, usually around 20s, 30s and 40s. If you're in that age bracket, women go through a stage of hormone disruption, and they say the best stone for that is a moonstone. So I have to go and purchase a moonstone for my hand to wear at all times, because apparently that helps to balance the hormones. Same with eating food. If you don't eat food, you can upset your hormones. Metamorphosis. Okay, so you're coming out of a stage of being a caterpillar in the dark, in the dirt, and transforming into a butterfly. That's like transforming that tiny little thing and growing wings. That must be painful. It's like growing bones. So this transformation that's occurring within you is going to have a domino effect, because once you can free yourself from that smaller place that you were in, that smaller area, I'll call it like a vessel, then that vessel transforms into a butterfly. You then have the power to move, to choose to fly, instead of rolling around in the dirt. Pull yourself out of the funk you're in. This is what it's saying. By sign, pull yourself out of the funk you're in and force yourself to get well. And this is what I found when I was wallowing in my illness before 2 weeks ago. It made it worse. I was on my back for 5 days, and what I found worked was natural therapies and taking Berocca. Berocca is the best thing. Multivitamin. I take one a day, and Coca-Cola. That got my energy back to me. The foods wasn't so important. It was more just flushing out what was there, and I used the Berocca and the Coke and the aspirin to fix that. As also, aspirin's really good, and the Vicks was good with the help of the geranium oil. Oh, there you go. Speaking of illness, I pulled out Heal the Ouch. Some of you may have a sore throat. Or have a cold. I've got a cold in my throat. My suggestion is, if you do have to go to the shops, wear a mask, but also wear a splash mask. This is a really effective way to stop. It's doing anything, but it's a good way to stop the sneezing and those, you can wipe them clean with a hand sanitizer, which is even better. I've even taken to wearing gloves. At one stage I was walking around getting out my card to pay for things with a glove, or using the self-serve checkout. Anyway, that one didn't out. Truth be told, it's interesting. That's a law card. I think that is legal problems or legal ramifications. It's something legal that you may be dealing with. Oh, okay, too wonderful, but I'm going to read. Soulmate, something to do with a soulmate. And I've got TikTok. So there's some sort of waiting period. There's going to be some sort of timing. The timing may not be right between you and another person that you may be interested in. So maybe you and another person want to get together, but you can't because you're legally still married, or something to that effect. Or they want to with someone else, but they're still tied to you. Their cart is hitched to your wagon. Something like that. Metamorphosis is the 25, that's the caterpillar. Yeah. You're in the process of deep and beautiful change. Butterflies earn their wings through great effort. Now it is coming into Aquarian season, and the butterfly is the gift of thought. And butterflies are also messenger cards from heaven, they say, because they only have a day to live. So the butterfly season starts in middle January and continues on. It's the flight of the monarch butterfly. And yeah, you'll see lots of little baby butterflies everywhere this time of year. This is normal because they're breeding. Butterflies earn their wings. The process of change is often very painful, for it is never without loss and sacrifice. If you are transformed from one form to another, a part of you needs to die. Letting go isn't easy, especially when you're used to thinking a certain way about your life and how you live it. Just as a snake sheds its dead skin or a caterpillar dies, so does a butterfly can be born. You are required to release your old ideas and embrace the necessary change so you can live your best life. Perhaps you're being asked to let go of self-worth, a dream that no longer serves you, a relationship that is draining, or unhealthy habit. Despite your fear, you must accept that this is a transformation time for you. There will be some loss involved, but you'll love what you've become. Then we've got the ouch effect, which is, again, the healing card. Heal the ouch, 38. Forgiveness is the healer of the soul. This is a time for great soothing of the heart, body, soul, mind. As this card indicates that healing will be prevalent in your life now. If you feel drawn to study the healing arts, you'll be very successful in developing your natural capacity to restore others to wellness. However, the message may be that you're being called to change your behaviours in order to heal the earth. Perhaps you'll switch to cruelty-free diet, eat less meat, or you'll pay more attention to how much water or electricity you use. You're asked to be conscious of your footprint on the sacred earth and all of life. It also is an indicator of old wounds and broken bonds being mended. Reconciliations are possible now, and let bygones be bygones, is what it's saying. Tick-tock, which is to do with the timing of things. 30. Maybe you thought by the time you were 30 you'd be in a different position and things aren't moving as quickly as you would like. But then we've had COVID, so that does stop a lot of things happening on your timeline rather than the timeline of the virus. Timelessness, divine time and immeasurable time. When humans created time, everything changed and contracted. People have come to look at life in a linear way, imagining that the past is behind them and the future ahead of them. But what if that isn't true at all? What if everything, creativity, beauty, chaos and order were happening now in a glorious timelessness? You have all the time in the world to co-create the life you desire. So release your agenda, let go of your need to shape each moment to your expectations, knowing that what is yours will never be withheld from you. Miracles are here right now and always show up when you need them, right on time. Love, the fulfillment of desire, and even the body's reproductive cycles have their own timetable. Some things are preordained and cannot be coerced. Everything has its season, its divine and appropriate time, and especially when it comes to matters of the heart. Remember that you always have enough time for love, to find it, to nurture it, to give and receive it. Its clock is eternal and ticks according to the beating of your heart in perfect rhythm. Isn't that wonderful to know? Love is always right on time. Okay, it just says that you need to stay positive, make a commitment to remain in high vibration thoughts and feelings. If you heed this message, it will seem as if you will align with your highest calling and your highest good. The prosperous life that is yours will never pass you by. Yeah, so it's human time and the external efforts are your most important manifestation. So keep doing what you're doing, keep chipping away at it. Truth be told, and soulmates. Truth be told is 14. This is my legal card. It's like the justice card, this one in this deck. Alright, honesty, accepting things at face value, coming out of denial, the willing to be transparent, clarity of communication. There is the truth, which is the essence of the thing, and then there is a truth, the truth, and is the essence, and then a truth, subjective according to the philosophy of the believer. This is not a time for debate about which is truer. This is a time when you are called to proclaim your truth out loud and be willing to be transparent, honest, and open in your communication with others, with yourself. Nothing less than surrender to what is, peeling off the layers of denial that kept you tied to an illusion will set you free. Be authentic and gloriously flawed, and spirit will answer it with miracles. People tell you who they are very quickly if you're willing to listen to what they say and pay attention to how they behave. This card calls you to engage in a heartfelt, open conversation. It's time to see the truth about what you share with each other and tell the truth about who you are and what you need. No one can do that for you. No one can mind read you all the time, to some extent. Remember that your truth is always based on your personality and experience up to now. A higher truth will be found after you communicate honestly and see how doing so has helped you become more attuned to yourself. Don't hold back. Speak your truth and listen. So it says, if you want to be a healer, do you set time to learn new things to help you serve? A writer must write, a singer must sing. Being true to your calling is essential to you moving forward. If you want to do art, you must make it your priority. There is another oracle message here too. It's time to have a look at the real honest truth about your thoughts, feelings and beliefs, about prosperity, about the relationship to money, to compensation and to meaningful work. Ask yourself, what is true for me? And you'll find the key to abundance. Truth be told, and then we've got soulmates 41. Love this card. It's just a beautiful image. You can see that the bird has got a key and her heart is bleeding out, and it's the shape of the key. Reminds me of the song by Sting, Shape of My Heart. It's one of my favourite songs. Also a British London person, and it's in the snow, that's why I thought of it. That's the law of attraction right there. What she put out, you will receive back. Harmonious partnerships, love, friendship, companionship, a relationship fostering personal growth. You are meant to evolve and transform with the companionship of others. Certain people enter into your life in order to take you to the next level of healing, consciousness, and authenticity. It is always a reciprocal experience, although the results for each of you will vary. You know these people by the strong pull, drawing you towards them, and sometimes by a strong aversion to them too. Soulmates can be friends for life or remain in your life for only a short time. No matter what, you'll be changed in ways you can't possibly fathom now. Pay attention to these people today. They are your greatest gift. Consider love in the deepest sense, love so powerful you will never be the same, regardless of how long the relationship lasts. Consider friendships and romantic bonds so compelling that they overwhelm you with gratitude or break you open so you will finally claim who you were meant to be. Even a companion animal reminds you that it is you who is being rescued and healed. Pay attention that you are in the presence of a soulmate, come to guide you home to the real you. Strategic alliances are most important right now as you begin to attract the perfect people to support your dreams. This is a journey you will share with others. Mentors, business partners, helpers, employees, creative partners, friends and strangers will open doors for you to step through the portal to join you in a harmonic dance of collaboration, commitment and co-creation. This is what you've been waiting for. And it says that the important relationship brings you to your knees. This is the kind of soulmate who comes with a powerful gift. Your patterns of old stories that don't serve you well, being entered into this dynamic so you can heal them. This person is called to a sacred task to help you learn, even if it seems uncomfortable, inconvenient, inconceivable, sticky. The question is, why did he do this to me? But rather, what is the gift in this? Look into the mirror, you will only be changed for the better. So sometimes rejection is for your protection. Or if you're rejecting, it's for their protection. Because they're not healed. Both of you need to heal something within you in order to make the relationship work. That would be involving outside help, outside support systems, is what it's saying. So that's all I've got for you, fire.